Hi goodies, hope you're having another good day. So today I thought we should discuss about the divisibility rules. And I hope you remember the last video where we discussed about the division vocabulary. So by now you might be quite sure about what is a dividend, what is a divisor, what is a quotient and what is a remainder. Now let's continue with the divisibility rules. This is very important to know because as you go on doing prime numbers or as you go on try finding factors, this particular divisibility rule will definitely help you a lot. So let's look into the divisibility rule of the various numbers. Now let's see what is this divisibility rule. Yes, the first divisibility rule is divisibility rule of 2, which means if you want to check whether you can divide a number perfectly with the number 2, which means if you divide a number with 2, you should not get any remainder, right? Which means 2 is a perfect factor of that particular number. Without dividing, is it possible to say that? Yes, it is. There are small short rules for certain numbers which will help you to say whether a number is a factor of a particular number or not. So let's look into the first rule, the divisibility rule of 2, which means to check divisible by 2 or not. The rule is very simple. Check the last digit. And if you see the last digit is a even number, then yes, the number is divisible by 2. Let's look into some examples. The first example is 32. The last digit is 2 itself. So you can divide 32 very perfectly with 2, and you know 32 divided by 2 is 16. No reminders left. 2 is a perfect factor of 32. Same way, just look at the numbers. Let it be very small number, let it be very big number. Just look at the last digit of the numbers. The last digit is 6. So it is perfectly divisible by 2. You can use the word divisible by 2, or 2 is a factor of 126 because the last digit is even. Now let me take this one, 1024. The last digit is 4. It's even. Now this number, oh, it's a bit big number, right? I don't want to go and divide it and see. But let me just check the last digit. It's 8. It's even. So it is divisible by 2. Or you can see 2 is a factor of this number. So I hope now that's easy. So if you see any other number which is not even like 1, 3 or 5, understand that it's not divisible by 2. You cannot divide the number by 2. And 2 is not a factor of that number. Let's look one more divisibility rule. Divisibility of 3. Which means whether the number can be divided by 3 without leaving a remainder or not. Or in other words, is 3 a factor of the given number or not. The easy tip to know that is add the digits, and if you get the sum as a multiple of 3, then yes, it is divisible by 3 or the number factor is 3. Example, let's take a small number 24. 24, I am adding the digits 2 and 4. So 2 plus 4 is equal to 6, which is definitely a multiple of 3, which is coming in the multiplication table of 3. So you can say 24 is divisible by 3, or 3 is a factor of 3, or 24 can be divided by 3 without leaving a remainder. Second example, 108. 1 plus 0 plus 8. The answer is 9. The sum is 9, which is a multiple of 3. So yes, these two numbers are divisible by 3, or 3 is a factor of this number, or you can perfectly divide this number with 3 without a remainder. The last example, it's 31. 3 plus 1, it's 4. No, 4 is not a multiple of 3, so this is not divisible by 3. This 31 you will never see in the multiplication table of 3. It does not have the factor as 3. So, if you know these divisibility rules, it makes it more easier to find the factors. So, let's continue with more divisibility rules of even other numbers also.